remember driving in and seeing the high walls and thinking I was going to be put in there. I was really poorly. I'd got a young baby and I was experiencing postpartum psychosis, or just psychosis. I think later diagnosed with acute polymorphic psychotic disorder. But I came here to Fieldhead Hospital for treatment, and at the time it was a really challenging time because I was experiencing hallucinations and voices. I felt people were after me. I remember even sitting with the psychiatrist and thinking people were looking through the window and that they were going to come in and that they could hear me and I'd done something really bad. And I'm back here. So I was fortunate in that they realised that having a child was my safety net at home. So I didn't have to be admitted, but I had to make that choice. But the other option was as well was to go into a mother and baby unit. But again, I would have been away from my youngest baby, so again I decided not to. But life can come in full circle, and it is about recovery and turning around situations. So I'm back here, but today I'm not actually in the hospital. I'm in the hospital grounds, but I'm working inside the mental health museum to take a look inside there, and that shows how we have changed treatment, so from the kind of padded cells that we'll get to see to also some of the medication today. But there's a lot of debate and it's worth having a look because it's all about that discussion, because whilst things have got better in many ways, there's a lot more social prescribing. Medication often still is used as a bit of a padded cell. So I'd like to see how things have changed, or maybe you think they haven't changed at all. So this place, which is in the heart of the hospital grounds, takes you from the history of the asylums, which were actually quite revolutionary in their time. We always see them as just bad places, but actually prior to that there wasn't really any care. Please note though that obviously some of these artifacts may be triggering because we do look back through time. From 1908, 1950. And then we've got the leather restraint. And then what always people hear about, the padded cell room. As you can see inside. Although people often don't realise that we still use seclusion today in mental health treatment. Things have just changed in how we do that. So this padded cell was only from the 1930s. But we've also got artifacts of, pioneering work where craft work was done to share stories. But sadly, other than the modern day stories, which is brilliant, and that's what this place is all about, is collecting patients, experts by lived experiences stories. So much of this is based on case notes of professionals, and that's why things have had to change. And it's great that this place is so pioneering. So you've got these boots, for example, which were controversial because they're weighted boots. So some people say they were revolutionary because it meant that people could walk in the grounds and actually leave the wards. But then others say, because obviously it restricts them from leaving the hospital, that they weren't revolutionary. And then obviously you've got our modern day medication. I take a lot of this, but I'm pleased that I get to use a lot of dance and writing. And then it's all about having discussions about labels from, as this says, the vinyl straitjacket, from surviving to thriving. So the idea is that these labels make up this straitjacket. but it's definitely worth taking a look inside. This is at Fieldhead Hospital in Wakefield, but wherever you are, it's about opening those discussions around mental health. This week is Maternal Mental Health Week. Next week is Mental Health Week, and then this month is also Mental Health Month, which is kind of more of a USA thing. But to be honest, every day we need to be talking about mental health. We talk about physical health openly, but we've all got mental health, and that's what we need to also equally talk about. It's people always think of mental health and mental illness, they're different. We're talking about mental health because it's something that we all need to protect and nurture and to help avoid mental illness, but it's not always avoidable, but it's how we talk about that and have that open dialect, open conversation. Send you so much peace, love and shimmies, and know that you can come full circle, and whilst you might come into the confines of a hospital clinical setting, recovery at some point is possible. It's about building resilience. Doesn't mean that I won't ever be back here, it just means that I'm a lot stronger now.